Hey, John Ty here, author of Crush It with Kindle, and welcome to this video on the explosive growth of Kindle publishing. So let's look at what we're going to cover. First of all, we're going to look at the growth of the ebook market. Secondly, we're going to look at the growth of Kindle book sales specifically. Third, we're going to look at the benefits of Kindle publishing. Fourth, we're going to look at the advantages of publishing with Amazon. And then finally, we're going to look at how you can benefit from and take advantage of all of this. So let's get straight into number one, the growth of the ebook market. And to see how fast the ebook market is growing, take a look at this graph from PwC, one of the world's leading accounting firms. And this shows ebook market growth in North America. And you can see back in 2010, ebook sales were worth $1.2 billion. Already by 2013, that number had grown to $6 billion, so it up 500%. And in 2016, it's going to hit $10.9 billion and still growing fast. Now let's take a look specifically at the growth of Kindle book sales. So this is a famous picture from the Kindle Fire HD launch back in September 2012. And you may recognize Jeff Bezos there, the founder of Amazon, but what we're interested in is the chart behind him. And on the left there, you can see the yellow line starts back in 96. That's the growth of physical book sales on Amazon, so hardback and paperback combined. And you can see a really strong growth trend there in physical book sales. But where it gets really interesting is when you look at the orange line on the right, and that represents the growth in Kindle book sales. And as you can see, it takes a little while to get going because, of course, at the beginning, very, very few people had Kindles. But within a couple of years, it's going almost vertical. Now, the first Kindle was launched in November 2007, and already by July 2010, Kindle books outsold hardback books on Amazon for the first time, as represented by that red arrow there. Moving forward to April 2011, Amazon sold more Kindle books than paperback and hardback combined. That was just another 9 months later. And in 2013, they sold over twice as many Kindle books as physical books. And it's not even as if physical book sales are going down. They are still trending upwards strongly as well. So what is driving this massive growth in the sale of Kindle books? Well, there are lots of factors, but let's just look at a few of the key factors. So first of all, Amazon has an estimated 400 million plus credit cards on file. Now that's really important because it's allowed Amazon to bring in what we call one-click Kindle purchasing. Now, as you know, Kindle books tend to be cheaper than physical books, and of course, they can be downloaded, they're delivered digitally. So by putting in this one-click Kindle purchasing, Amazon eliminates all the friction. They've already got your credit card on file. All you have to do is click a button. There's no delivery, you don't have to put an address in or any card details, just one click. So it's eliminating friction, making Kindle books into the ultimate impulse purchase. Another thing Amazon have done, which is really clever, is a couple of years after the Kindle was launched, they developed and started giving away the free Kindle app. So now every laptop, desktop, smartphone, tablet is a potential Kindle-ready device. There are an estimated 11 billion Kindle-ready devices in the world, more devices than people. And something else to be aware of is Amazon wants content, and they've made it so easy that it can be published and on sale in less than 24 hours. And the way to think of this is as a land grab. Amazon wants as much market share as it can get, so it's made it super, super easy for us to become published authors. And what we've seen through Kindle publishing is the death of the gatekeeper. Even just a few years ago, before Kindle publishing, you had to get through not one gatekeeper to become a published author, but two. First of all, you had to get an agent, and then that agent had to convince a publisher to take your book on as well. So a double barrier to entry. That's gone today. You can be published and selling around the world in less than 24 hours once your manuscript is ready. Now, if that wasn't enough, there are other incredible benefits of Kindle publishing as well. So let's take a look at a few of those. First of all, it costs nothing to get started. You can publish your manuscript on Kindle for free. There are zero overheads. You make 70% profit on sales, 70% royalties. Contrast that to traditional publishing. If you're lucky enough to get a deal in the first place, you're not likely to make more than about 10%, possibly less as a first-time published author. With Kindle, you get 70%. Amazon takes care of the back end for you. This is huge. It's a huge headache that you don't have to worry about. Amazon does all the payment processing. It takes care of all the merchant fees. It does all the customer service. If there's a refund to be processed, it does it. You don't have to do anything. Amazon does the whole thing for you. Amazon markets your book for you. Now, you have to get your book to a certain tipping point where Amazon takes notice, but once you do, Amazon will market your book for you for free in the world's biggest bookstore. And as I've already said, you can be published and selling in less than 24 hours. And Amazon pays money directly to you each month, straight into your bank account. So those are some of the advantages of Kindle publishing. What about the advantages of publishing on Amazon? Amazon is the 800-pound gorilla when it comes to ebook sales. So why is that? Well, first of all, Amazon is the world's biggest buyer search engine. Okay, we know Google is the world's biggest search engine, but Amazon is where people go to look for things to buy. Secondly, Amazon is the biggest bookstore in the world. An estimated 600 million plus Kindle books are sold on Amazon every single year. Amazon is also the world's most trusted online retailer. And as I mentioned earlier, Amazon has an estimated 400 million plus credit cards on file, which allows it to offer one-click impulse purchasing for Kindle books. Now, we can leverage this and get Amazon to do the heavy lifting for us. And to do this, we must get our book to a tipping point where Amazon starts promoting it. This puts your book in front of a highly targeted audience, and the result is organic long-term sales. Now, I'm going to cover how to get your book to that tipping point in other videos, but it's really not that difficult. And the great thing is, once you've done it once, that's it. You've done it. You don't have to keep coming back and reinventing the wheel. So as an author, we want to be working on writing our next book, not constantly having to market the books that we've already written. And this is where leveraging the Amazon system, getting them to do the heavy lifting for us, is so powerful. So with so many advantages to Kindle publishing and so many advantages to selling your books through Amazon, how do we take advantage of this? Well, there are lots of ways you can do that. I'm just going to highlight a couple of examples here. One is royalties. That is, of course, the most obvious way to take advantage of your book sales, but I'm also going to look at expert positioning as well. So let's start with royalties. So for example, what if you sold just 5 copies a day of a $2.99 book at 70% royalties? And I picked $2.99 because that's usually the sweet spot at which you get the highest amount of royalties. So 5 times $2.99 times 70% gives you $10.46 in royalties per day. That works out at $313.95 per month, or $3,767.40 per year. And remember, this is a very, very modest example. Now, what if you had 10 books all doing the same thing? Well, suddenly you're up to $3,139.50 a month in royalties, in passive income. That's $37,674 per year. The point I'm making here is it's highly scalable. Now, what if you want to make royalties but you don't want to write lots of books? Well, the alternative to having a portfolio of books is to focus your efforts on one or a small number of flagship books. What you can then do is create evergreen content that will drive people to your book's Amazon page or your website. And this content, which you make once, will generate sales for months and years to come. Now, what if you're an expert? Well, a book is a fantastic way to build your credibility and establish your expertise. And of course, this is in addition to your royalties. You can use your book to build an email list of buyers. And as we know, a list of buyers is far more valuable than a list of non-buyers. And then you can build a relationship with your list and then sell your products and services on the back end. And while I love to get royalties every month, it's the sale of back-end products and services, which is where the biggest money is in publishing. Now let's finish things off by looking at the key takeaways. 1. Ebook sales are up 900% to 10.9 billion since 2010. 2. Amazon sells twice as many Kindle books as physical books. 3. The power of one-click Kindle purchasing and the free Kindle app have skyrocketed Kindle book sales. 4. You get paid 70% royalties with no overheads. 5. Amazon is the world's biggest buyer search engine. It's the world's biggest bookstore, and it's the world's most trusted online retailer. 6. Kindle publishing for royalties is highly scalable. And 7. The biggest money is in the back-end business. And these are the reasons why I'm so excited about Kindle publishing and why I think it's such an incredible opportunity. So this is John Ty. I hope you found this video useful, and I look forward to catching up with you on the next one.